Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? Got that Friday feeling. It's Russ here from Porky's Corner. It's the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here nobody dare say. Isn't that right? Hey, Friday morning. Old, isn't it? It's going to go through a few questions. Seems to be popular, this going through comment section. I think it's lazy YouTubing though, isn't it? You're not, we're not, it's not putting content out. It's not like laying in bed at night with your pen and your clipboard and some A4 paper, is it? And a Sharpie pen. It's a bit easy, isn't it? So I just picked a couple out. Porky. Joanne, this is from. Joanne, this is first comment that you've ever left. So on a new account. So I'm a bit dubious about stuff like that. You know, if you're looking for a reaction, but I'll read it out because you've got a nice picture. Porky, did you ask permission to put billboards up in Manchester? Or ages ago that. Did I ask permission? No, I didn't. You mean off Dean Lynch Ward? That's what you're trying to say, innit? Dean Lynch Ward said that Porky's got to phone ahead if he wants to put billboards up in Manchester. What? What? A week later, I put two up in Deansgate. That just shows you what I felt about that. So, is that the same Dean Lynch Ward doing 6.5 years for biting a student's ear off? That's good, that, isn't it? That's good. So, yeah, of course you have to ask permission. You have to get a site, and you'll go with your company, and they'll sort it out. That's how it works. But you can't just put any old picture up. You can't. They have to see designs and that. But if you want to put any old design up, and I mean any old design. I mean, if anybody were to really get under my skin, I mean, really, let me tell you, yeah, I would put one up there, and I'd put what I wanted up there, and I wouldn't bat an eyelid if it was something I believed in. And I've still got one, I think, paid on. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that one yet. I might put Dennis sat on a cucumber or something. Yeah, or Eddie Hills. I might put Eddie Hills and Bricktop, you know, in a king size bed together, having a reach around. I don't know. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do, but you can't just stick any old design up. So I know that. I know that's what you're getting at, Joanne, isn't it? So all right. Where did I get the word liquors from? Says Clive. The word liquors. I don't know. A lot of these one-liners have come out with. Just it's what you pick up in comment section. Everybody's funny, aren't they? It's just a case of what's funny and how you deliver it. The word liquors, though, I got that off Mark Tibbs. I remember him sending me a text message one day, and he were going, "They are liquors," and I couldn't understand the word he said, you know, because of his accent. But once I listened to it, it tickled me, so it kind of like stuck with me. So I got that off him. And what's the other one I got off him? Mark Tibbs. He's not worth a cap of cold piss, rat. Go on, Timo, lad. But yeah, but other than that, no, I'll just more or less say what I want on here, don't I? So I hope that's answered them couple of questions. A bit of light-hearted entertainment before we start on this next video. Right. Before I catch up on the asylum, because it's Friday, and I used to watch it on a Monday, but I seem to be watching it on a Friday, which is a bit crazy, isn't it? Because it's 5 days late. But I'm going to catch up on the one because I've just got a feeling that they'll agree with everything I've said this week, because they're not big, are they? On who is it who just fought B2B? What's his name? Him from Greece, who went with Rizzo, Crater Face. They're not big on him, are they? So, because we were sold a dud, weren't we, really? Let's have it right. I mean, people keep going on about, well, he beat George Groves. How many years ago? That was half a decade ago. Come on. So, right. All these YouTubers, they've had access now in fight week for Mundo against Beta Beef. And then there's the aftermath, isn't there, which has gone on now for a full week, hasn't it? Right? It's full week, isn't it, tomorrow, aftermath. And it's still going on, isn't it? You know, ladies and gentlemen, the Smiths. The Smiths are not going to let it go, are they? Oh, Beefy and Paul Smith and Stephen. They're not going to let it go, are they? For their brother, the giant mute who can't speak for himself. Nobody's ever heard him speak, have they? Don't do tickets. He has had it off. Grossed 12 million quid. Grossed 12 million quid in just over 10 years. He's had it off. What's that? About 26 grand a week? Every week for 12 years. That's first division football money, isn't it? Or championship football money. He's had a good do, hasn't he? Hard at job. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, isn't it? They've had it off. But this is how I look at it. These YouTubers and media people, they've had the fight week and then the aftermath. And all they're going on about is, yeah, is Callum's check left hook and all this and catch and counter nonsense. Didn't mean no, did it, to Better Beef? You look at pedigree and current form when you look at fighters, right? What has Callum Smith done as a light heavyweight? Well, what? He's had 15 minutes action as a light heavyweight, and we're supposed to believe that he's going to run over somebody like Better Beef after 18 months in activity. So all these boxing so-called experts that were running around like headless chickens saying that Callum Smith wins, I'm going to tell you now why they were saying that. It ain't because they're frightened of Beefy, a light middleweight. No. Or Jim Royal, the brother with the beard. No. Or Popeye, the father. No. It's Eddie Hills. Nobody wants to go against Eddie Hills. He's involved with Mundo, isn't he? So nobody wants to go against that. And they all want to be seen to be back in the Brit because they've got to work with these people down the line because the Smiths are involved in boxing, aren't they? And Stephen Smith, he's supposed to be the next big thing, and he's a trainer. So they say. We'll have to watch that one, won't we? Carefully. But it's access. They need access, these people. So all these boxing people that are out there, these YouTubers mainly, and these print media like the GAD, they're all talking a good game, aren't they? Because they've got to face these people. The only people that give an opinion are people like me and other YouTube channels who don't give a flying F. And we don't, do we? I'm not going to be bullied or frightened into saying what I want. Right? Look at it logically. And look what happened. But yet all these so-called experts, they don't want to be seen to be going against Hills, do they? He's got that much power. Can turn your lights out just like that. If you don't believe me, go ask Joe Gallagher. He stripped him of his fighters, didn't he? If you work with Joe, you're not getting slots. They all left, didn't they? Seen it, didn't we? We've seen them off, haven't we? Still there, isn't it, Joe G? But that's what happens when you're a good boxing man. But nobody's going to go against Hills. Nobody. None at media. They're too wrapped up around him. I thought Puppy Parsons were going to be the next big thing. I thought he were asking really challenging questions when he started, and everybody was saying, oh God, he's got something about him. Look what happened. He got softened up, didn't he? It's just like a fighter going to spar somebody. I remember Tony Dodson going to spar Robin Reed at Brian Hughes' gym. And in changing room, before spar, he was softening Robin up and, how are you doing, Robin? All that, like, blah, blah, blah. I've always respected you and all that. So Robin went easy on him at first and Tony Warrior Dodson got stuck in. I can assure you round two won't like that. Well, that's what happens. People try and soften you up. It's just words, isn't it? But Callum Smith shouldn't have even been in the same ring as him for the simple, not that he wasn't good enough. 18-month inactivity. 18 months. Come on. Would you put a footballer in cup final? if he'd been out from an injury 18 months. Now he'd have intermediate games or second team games or warm up games, wouldn't he? And you know, it's something you weren't doing, or he'd come on as a sub in a couple of matches before he went to cup final, wouldn't it? It's a steady progress, isn't it? 18-month pilot ring. It's a cash grab, and I don't think he fights again. So all this yard talk, I'm going to come to him in a minute. All this yard talk, in my opinion, it's a load of old pony in it at the moment because his tools are not sharp. Callum's tools are not sharp at all. He's had a glittering career when you think about the belts he's won, but he's been navigated through choppy waters, picking up all them belts, hasn't he, really? Because who's he beat? A one-armed bandit in Groves, Assen and Dam, and all dug up middleweight, and Rocky from Stocky. That is it. That's the Callum Smith CV. So when you placed your bets, all them people that bet on him, my God, your heads must have gone. And as for them people coming out on the socials and doing interviews about why he wins, it's because you're blinded. You're blinded by wanting to be in bed with Eddie Hills. We know what Bellew was going to pick, don't we? If Callum had been somebody else's fighter and better be, if it had been Eddie Hills' fighter, who would Bellew have picked then? You see what I mean? So, which brings me to Anthony Yard. What do I think to him? Well, he's one note. But his game, isn't it? He's gone from that level, skipped everything and gone to elite level, hasn't he? And been flogged. Been beat by Lyndon Arthur. And he got flogged against the big two, didn't he? Kovalev and Beterbiev. But this is my point. If Beterbiev had gone to points with him, I think he'd have got shafted. I mean, people are saying he was up on cards. I hadn't seen it, but apparently he was up on cards, wasn't he? Against Beterbiev when he got stopped. How can that be? Oh, a bricktop show in London. That's how it can be. Eh? With WBO judges. There you go. So what people are forgetting is this, right? Yard, if he were winning that fight, why did he spit his gum shield out in the first 5 rounds? And why? And none of these YouTube people, when Bricktop's going off on a tangent about saying Callum Smith didn't do as good as Anthony Yard against Baby, is that how they're going to sell that fight if they fight? Why ain't anybody saying, yeah, but Frank, you don't have to call him Bricktop like me and Carl Froch do. Just call him Frank. Say, Frank, I don't agree with that. Anthony Yard spat his gum shield out twice in the first 5 rounds. What does that tell you? It tells you that he's struggling for breath because Beterbiev were making him work. But nobody mentions that, do they? Why can't these YouTubers mention that? Frankie spat his gum shield out. No way would he win in that fight, and no way did he do better than Callum Smith. They both did crap. You might give Yard 1 round in that fight. I never gave Mundo even a share of any round. I never gave him a round. What round could you give him clearly? What? What round? And this is the point I want to make about these YouTubers. They're bad for boxing if they're not going to ask proper questions. We need somebody with some balls, not somebody who's going to think, well, if I ask this question, I'm not going to be able to join the party in Saudi and get the views. So they're kind of like in a situation where they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. So you've got to have thick skin. Isn't that right, Coogan? You've got thick skin like a rhino. Hey. Not right, Coogan. Hey, Coogan, you're a big lad, aren't you? You're supposed to be in shape, aren't you? Well, I mean, you get at it at Chris Medley's gym for charity. Hey, big lad like you. Shape I'm in here. Hey? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, but it is what it is, isn't it? So, Simon Jordan, he's supposed to be the Simon Cowell in here boxing. He's supposed to be going to put all these people under pressure. Not once have you or the Gad or any of them others on TalkSport said, yeah, but Frank, come on. Yard weren't winning that fight and he didn't do better. Like I just said earlier, he spat his gum shield out in the first 5 rounds. He got knocked out, like Kovalev knocked him out. Probably because Yard's carrying all that muscle for that weight and he needs oxygen. So it is what it is, isn't it? But simple questions. Very, very simple questions. Yard were never in the fight. And in my opinion, Beterbiev had got shafted on points in UK. he would have been shafted royally. And he knew that. But he left it to them, didn't he? You know what I mean? So I look at it. So I just wanted to get that point across there. Isn't that right? Gaddy cool. Gaddy cool, gaddy cool. Hey, do you shower before a fight, Dylan? What is that? Hi, Ollie. Your thighs look very powerful. Do you do hack squats? What is all that? Hey? Oh, the tattoo, yeah. Oh, yeah. A rising phoenix from the ashes. Oh my God. Like Muhammad Ali. Hey? Ebony Bridges like Muhammad Ali. What's happened to Ebony now? Where's she gone? What's happened to Shannon Courtney? Where are these people? Why is there no women boxing in Saudi? Is any of these YouTubers going to ask that? Or are they going to ask, when can we have alcohol? Or when will there be an atmosphere at these fights? Nobody's going to ask that, are they? Because it's negativity. No, we all want to talk about positivity. There's no wrong with that, but you're not allowed to ask any of them questions or whoosh, off with the press passers. Yeah, you know, don't you? You know. So that's about it, really. So I think I'm going to train the old Bob Boulders today. Remember him? Bob Boulder, third choice Liverpool goalkeeper after Joe Corrigan and Ray Clements. Remember him? Old Bob Boulder, bless him. I'm going to train him today. Do the old Bob Boulders. A few sit-ups. I think that's about it, really. No, in my pool. It's an hard life, isn't it? Okie dokie. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. And Gad, like a Buxted chicken when I see you. Pop, pop, bang. God, peace out. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Let me know in comment section what you think about this. Did Anthony Yard do a better performance than Mundo against Bitterbeef? And don't forget, he spat his gum shield out 2 times in the first 5 rounds. But nobody's mentioning it, are they? Hey? But take something from that, whoever fights Yard now, that if you put pressure on him early, can't cope with it. Can't cope with it. We're gagging for a round off in them first 5. Gagging for a round off. That's why it's kept spitting it out. Because he needed that breather to get oxygen through. The body produces lactic acid if you have to work hard. And that's why nobody can keep up with Usyk and Beterbiev. And that's why when you see Fury fight Usyk, he's going to have to be super fit. That's how you beat Usyk. You've got to be super, 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 super fit. Because he's busy all the time. Because he's super fit. Because remember this. Do you know boxing? Carl Froch told me this years and years ago. He said, do you know boxing, Pork? It's 90% fitness, 90% fitness. The rest of it's mental. You hardly need any ability. You just got to be fit. You got to have a bit of summer, haven't you? But you've got to have it up here. But you've got to be 90% fitness. It's like being a racing car, used to say to me. If it's a 90-lap race and you only got petrol for 80 laps, how are you going to win? You can't, can you? All right. Now, Yard, he's not a 12-round fighter, is he? Put pressure on him. Fury used to because he fought loose. He can't now, can he? Because his legs have gone, so he's got to stand and trade. And that's why Usyk beats him. I think he stops. I don't think he's a one-punch stop, but I think he beats him. I think he stops him, late on, because he'll be tired. You're going to make him work, make him move around, and make him sweat like the pig he is. Well, peace out.